5 years ago this week, Republicans were drumming up support to put Ronald Reagan's face on the $50 bill. Just another piece of that conservative obsession with idolizing Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, if there is ever proof that image is everything, it would be Ronald Reagan, seen as the kind of tax guru of lowering taxes, even though he increased taxes numerous times, seen as the guy who got it right on immigration, even though he proposed the same types of executive actions that right-wingers are lampooning President Obama for proposing and putting into place. They created a conservative alternative to Facebook called Reagan Book, which got trolled into oblivion. I mean, it didn't work. It was just pathetic. He really is this Republican idol in spite of the reality about Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, he did not really do what everyone thinks he did. He's not the guy everyone thinks he was, but for some reason, for one reason or another, he's the guy. But who was the guy before Ronald Reagan? Who was that guy?
Before Reagan, who did the conservatives go nuts about? I don't know. I mean, before Reagan, it was a slightly different type of conservatism. So maybe they were less eager to have the same type of idol. I mean, maybe, there's Ike, right? Dwight D. Eisenhower. But it was a different type of thing. And Dwight D. Eisenhower was a different type of conservative. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think when you're looking for that type of president, who the idols were, maybe you just look to times of war and try and pick from that pool. Those seem to be the more popular ones.
I wonder if newer generations of conservatives in the future will worship Reagan or whether they'll use George W. Bush instead. I mean, right now it looks like Bush is, relegated to the guy that's only mentioned if we absolutely have to, even within conservative circles. But I guess that could change over time.
I think it could change. It's just so much happened during his presidency that I think ultimately he may be looked to as a hero or as a conservative idol.
In spite of the fact that he presided disastrously, I mean, in terms of the economy, in terms of foreign policy, in terms of I can't think of one area where George Bush could truly be lauded as a success, even by conservatives. I mean, look at what he did to the deficit.
Well, he helped a lot of companies with great deregulation and things like that. So I'm sure he made a lot of Halliburton. Look how much money he made Halliburton. But why is it the Democrats don't seem to worship politicians the same way many conservatives do?
Yeah, I mean, it's like people like Clinton, but most Democrats I know still recognize that there were things that Clinton did which were pretty centrist or even center-right. I guess you're right. There's
some
not
really bad foreign policy decisions by Clinton as well.
Yeah, that's true. There doesn't seem to be this fetishizing of individuals, so to speak, by Democrats quite as much. It is interesting. Very, very interesting.